Hello, folks. You're watching After the Whistle. I'm your host, Brian Moore, along with Tom Krieger. This is episode 7.3. Region D, it's time to get your football fix. Let's go straight to the scoreboard from this past week. Lehigh 54, Pineville, Kentucky 0, George Wythe 42, Carroll County 7, Northwood 50, Twin Valley 12, Eastside 20, Chilhai 0, Patrick Henry 54, Grundy 50, Honaker 42, Holston 21, Lebanon 46, Castlewood 0, Gate City 34, Marion 0, Tazewell 51, Fort Chiswell 7, Graham 7, Union 6, Ridgeview 21, Virginia High 7, Abingdon 56, Richlands 6, J.I. Burton 40, Twin Springs 0, and Rye Cove 56, Thomas Walker 6. Let's take a quick look real quick at 5 of these games, our Power 5 games from last week. Probably the highest scoring game of the week was Patrick Henry Grundy in a shootout.
You mean Union and Graham wasn't the highest score?
No, it was not, by far. 104 points, Grundy and Patrick Henry combined for. The last 3 or 4 years, this game's been a pretty good game, isn't it? Meeting a few times in the regionals and so forth has made for a pretty good rivalry. Graham 7, Union 6. Union led 6-0 at half, had 171 yards rushing in this game. Came out in the second half and had 0 yards rushing. 1 first down, and as you was mentioning a minute ago, what happened with Graham there in the fourth quarter?
But they adjusted well, it sounded like. You have 100, almost 200 yards rushing, and then come out in the second half and have 0.
Yeah, that had to be some good halftime adjustments or something.
The athletes help too.
Well, yeah, it don't hurt. Graham scoring in the fourth quarter with 8 minutes something left. Cam Bostic got the first touchdown of the year against Graham. That says a lot about that Graham defense, but the fact that they were able to go from giving up 171 yards rushing to none in the second half was key in that win.
I think we'll see that at them play again.
I think so as well. Ridgeview 21, Virginia High 7. This was a pretty good game last year as well, and Virginia High is one of those dark horse teams, at least for me. They've got some athletes, they've got some things going in the right direction, but
again, in high school football, if you can throw the football, you're going to be in every game.
And Ridgeview is the leading passing team in Southwest Virginia right now per game. Then Rye Cove 56, Tom Walker 6, and what's significant about this is Rye Cove has now won, I think, 11 straight regular season games. And the question is, are they on their way to an undefeated season? There's 2 teams that's possibly...
It's hard to win them all, but...
2 teams that could possibly get them, maybe Lee or...
Eastside. Eastside played them good last year, and Lee can throw the football, so...
Be interesting to see how that
plays out. The physicality of Rye Cove takes over about mid-second quarter.
Yeah, I think that's going to play a major factor in whether or not they finish 10-0 or not. And Tazewell remains hot. Only have 1 loss on the season. Continues to throw the ball well and improve as a team.
And their loss came against Riverheads.
Yeah, so not a bad run there. So that's our weekly scoreboard recap. Let's take a look now at our peak performers of the week. We have 5 peak performers this week. We want to highlight quarterback Peyton Music from Honaker High School, 219 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and 2 rushing touchdowns. And then from Lebanon High School, quarterback Mike Reese, he was 11 of 14 passing, 214 passing yards, and 5 touchdowns.
And shout out to a buddy of mine, Caden Boyd, scoring 3 times for the Pioneers. First time playing in a long time, and it really helped them. Really helped the Pioneers.
Big target there for quarterback Mike Reese. Up next, quarterback Logan Lester from Grundy High School, 301 yards passing, 153 yards rushing. Total combined for 5 touchdowns in the Grundy loss to Patrick Henry in that big shootout. And up next, we've got quarterback Landon Lane from Rye Cove. Landon was 13 of 14 passing for 231 yards, 4 touchdowns. He had 10 carries and 81 yards rushing and a touchdown as well in Rye Cove's big win against Tom Walker. And then last, quarterback Carter Creasy from Tazewell, 15 of 24, 237 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 14 carries, and 131
and like
yards.
You said, rushing. Them bull puppies are hot as firecrackers right now.
Well, something I noticed and didn't even notice it after the fact, we got crunching these numbers and got to looking, all 5 of our peak performers were quarterbacks. And in a lot of ways, that kind of tells you how the game has changed in the last few years. These guys putting up some very impressive numbers. But this week, our peak performer of the week out of those 5 is going to be quarterback Landon Lane from Rye Cove High School. Congratulations, Landon, on being their after the whistle peak performer of the week. All right, folks, from the moment you step inside the showroom, Ramey's Richlands is ready to put you behind the wheel of the right new or used or pre-owned vehicle. But it doesn't end there. Not only does Ramey's offer a wide variety of new and pre-owned vehicles, they also offer a wide range of extended services, whether it be the Ramey's Service and Repair Center or the Certified Parts Department. Ramey's Richlands aims to please. So stop by and see the folks at Ramey's Richlands and do the deal today. I promise you won't be disappointed. It's Ramey's in Richlands. All right, Coach, let's go to our Talking Smack segment. We've got 3 or 4 little topics here we'll hit on real quick. Graham versus Union. I'm going to give you this is my whole spiel on this. I think Graham's defense may be as good or better than it has been in the past few years. I don't think their offense is necessarily up to par. But here's what's probably the most impressive thing that I got out of all this is that Graham has won the last 5 trips that they went to Bullock Park and went into hostile territory and won the ball game.
And most of it's been last couple minutes or have to shut them down in the second half. Union's right there with them, just can't get over that hump. But again, they always normally play twice a year, so we'll see. I
think they're going to play again, and in my opinion right now, I think if Union can get a little bit more productive, eliminate some mistakes on offense, that Union could possibly beat Graham.
Well, I'll tell you, here's what Union needs. You need to come on down to Bellacino's and get you some of them teriyaki wings.
Well, they look good. They sure got smell good. I'll tell you that.
That will change it. That will change it. Next time you play the G-Man, you come on down and get you some teriyaki wings from Bellacino's.
All right, folks. Shameless plug right there for Bellacino's. Next thing on our hot topic here, our Talking Smack. Who has the best defense in Region D right now? There's a lot of people going to chime in and probably give us their thoughts. I'm going to say statistically right now, I don't think anybody can make an argument better than Graham. Graham's played 4 games. They've given up 6 points. Cam Bostic, by the way, is the one that
scored. Oh, Cam. If it wasn't for him, they got shut out.
Well, I mean, Graham's made the habit of shutting people out so far this year. That's why I say I think Graham's defense is probably better this year than it has been in the past few years. But anybody else come to mind? I mean, they're playing Bluefield.
Right there.
Yeah, I'd say they are right there in the running, aren't they? We'll leave that part out.
Well, we know it's not Patrick Henry or Grundy or
fact.
Twin Valley or Hurley. Right
I was going to go back to a few years ago when you said Tazewell left their defense. And it sounds like Grundy and PH both left theirs at home, better not.
That's right.
So, I think hands down you're in agreement with me on that. Yeah. Right? Best defense as of right now in Southwest Virginia, Graham.
Well, the best team right now. I mean, to be the team, somebody's going to have to beat them.
Yeah. And defensively, they're winning games.
And I think they might have played their middle school defense in the second half. I think that might have been the adjustment.
Well, it could have been the first half. Oh, I get the shutout.
Yeah, the shutout, the shut on the 0 yards rushing, they might have called their middle school team that.
All right. Who has the best offense in Southwest Virginia, statistically speaking, right now? Anybody you want to throw in there?
Well, points-wise, yards-wise, Rye Cove is way ahead of everybody. But offensively, there's a bunch of good offensive teams in Southwest Virginia.
Yeah, I think so too.
Unless if the defense are that bad.
That's true.
So we got some good quarterbacks in this area, from Ryan Oakwin to Reese to Music. I mean, Russell County's got 3 good quarterbacks. The quarterback from Castlewood's real good.
Yep.
So offense is
statistically wise, Rycove would win the debate, but you could throw a lot of them in there and it'd be a toss-up.
That's right.
Rycove averaging around 58 points a game right now, so I think they would probably be first. Abingdon, to be honest with you, is not doing bad, averaging around 37, 38 points a game, somewhere around there. So, you can throw them in there as well. But statistically, I'd say right now, I would agree with you on that one. Speaking of passing the ball and quarterbacks, and we mentioned that a minute ago in our top 5 peak performers of the week, everybody's passing, well, everybody, but a lot of people are passing the ball. Even Hurley's getting into the passing game a little bit over there. But air attack leaders right now, just simply through the air, Ridgeview is the dominant team statistically, averaging around 253, 255 yards passing a game. Oakwin, of course, a veteran quarterback now. And Abingdon, she's not Abingdon, but some other notable passing teams in the area. It goes back to what you said a minute ago. You got Mike Reese at Lebanon, and you've got Peyton Music at Honaker, and then you can't forget Lane, who's slinging the ball pretty good over.
That's right. And you got all these quarterbacks putting up all these numbers. How'd you like to be a coach going to sit in that region meeting and had to pick one?
That's going to be a tough call, especially in 1A. Yeah.
And 2A,
2A's got
Ryan Oakwin, Mike Reese.
Oh, I forgot Mike. Yeah, I was thinking Mike. I was thinking him 1A.
No,
right.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, how'd you like to be a coach sitting in there pushing for your kid, and as good as he is, one of them's not going to get it.
Yeah. And whoever doesn't get it's a darn good quarterback.
It's a shame.
So air attack seems to be the theme right now. And our last talking smack topic, red hot dark horses. Earlier at the beginning of the year, we talked about our dark horse teams, and 2 of our dark horses are undefeated right now. That's Lebanon and Eastside. Both of them are 4-0. I'm going to shout out to Coach Norris and what's his name at Eastside? Rhodes. Coach Rhodes. Shout out to them. Their team's both 4-0. And I tell you, Eastside has not been healthy up to this point. And so maybe if they start getting healthy, we find out just how good they are moving forward. I'm looking forward to that Eastside Ryco game. I hope that the East Side is at full health when they go into that game. If so, that could be a really big game.
They're going to have to play a good game. The boys Ryco right now, and everybody knew it. It's not like they snuck up on anybody. No. They've built for this year.
Yeah, they've been. This has been circled.
And the coaches know it. The coaches expecting no less than going undefeated and winning the state championship. And I know your expectation as a coach is to do that every year. But realistically, Rye Cove could do that.
Yes, that's right. All right, that's it for talking smack. Let's take a look now at our ATW rankings, and I will take care of the 2A rankings and today, and I'll let you take care of the 1A rankings, starting with number 5.
Honaker Tigers.
Honaker Tigers sliding
in at 5. And Holston Cavaliers. I don't understand.
You're going to make an argument.
Well, I'm going to make an argument. This is the first I've seen of these 1A. Coach Moore had wrote them down, but I think they should be reversed after Friday night. I mean, they beat Holston pretty single-handedly. So I don't know what you're thinking.
Who beat Holston?
Honaker.
Oh, this is going back from last week, so I guess that's right then. Yeah,
that's right. You did.
Yeah, that didn't change. I didn't adjust it.
Yeah, Honaker.
Here's where the changes are.
Yes, Honaker should be above Holston.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. All right, number 3.
You too worried about moving Union down to 7 on 2A. You forgot to bump Honaker above Holston.
All right, who you got at 3?
Patrick Henry's at 3.
Yeah, and I'm starting to question that a little bit myself, but
they won.
But they did win. Okay.
I mean, and Eastside and at 2, and then Rye Cove at the 1A is the top spot there, and going to stay into.
I think the one spot is pretty much anchored. And after that, it's still scramble. And usually by the 5th or 6th game,
he's over at Richlands now, has to teach. You don't have time to look at nothing.
Yeah, I got to work now. All right, 2A top 5. We're going to start out number 5, Tazewell Bulldogs. Number 4, and you're going to question this one as well. Number 4, we have Lebanon Pioneers.
They should be higher.
Number 3, the Union Bears. Despite 2 losses, they've lost to 2 very good football teams. And Ridgeview has now slid into the number 2 spot. And Graham is number 1 on the ATW list. You're saying that Lebanon should be up there, maybe?
Maybe 2 or 3.
Okay. All right. Well, that's how we've got 1A and 2A ranked. Now let's take a look at our Super 7. And our Super 7 will start out.
Got another 1A team snuck in there.
Yeah, we got another one snuck in there. I'll start it out today. Number 7 in 1A.
East Side Spartans.
East Side. Number 6, we have the Lebanon Pioneers moving in. Number 5,
Rye Cove War Eagles.
And number 4, we have the Union Bears. Union slid back a few spots from last week.
Got Abingdon Falcons throwing them in there. They're Southwest Virginia, so,
yeah.
Got
to give them some props. Number 2, we've got the Ridgeview Wolfpack. And our number 1 team in our Super 7 this week.
Been there for, 3 years now?
Yep.
G-Man.
G-Man. All right. Some teams on the outside looking in. Honaker, PH, Holston, and Tazewell.
Gosh, you on the Holston wagon, buddy. Gosh, you know they lost by 20.
I know they lost. I'm aware. All right, folks. That's it for our Super 7 and our ATW Top 5 rankings. It's that time. Each week at this time, we attempt to stump the Crig. And the way this works is I ask him a question. He tells me the answer to the question before I ask it. And he has been so good. He's now running on 7 years now. He is yet to be stumped.
I've been number 1 as long as Graham has.
I don't know about that. Actually, you probably have. But I have in my hand an envelope. This envelope was delivered by a gentleman wearing a briefcase attached to his wrist. He just got out of an armored truck. And that armored truck left True Point Bank earlier this week, where this envelope has been hermetically sealed and under the eye of watchful security for the past 7 days. I have not seen the contents of this envelope. Have you?
I have not.
All right. With that being said, I'm going to allow you the opportunity to tell me the answer to the question that is in this envelope.
Well, the wings helped me today. They come through these. When you come down here at Belsino's and get you some wings. See, Jeremy Ward, one time back when we went to a clinic, we all went together, he showed me how to eat one of these. He said, you put it here, you squeeze it down in there like that. Genius. Thank you, Coach Ward. It come in handy.
When it comes to eating, Coach Ward knows a lot about eating.
But the answer is lawsuits.
Lawsuit. If you choke on one of them wings, Belsino's have a lawsuit.
Negative on that. Negative.
Lawsuit.
Greg and Amy's too good to us.
Is that your final answer?
Lawsuits.
Lawsuit. Let's take a look. Lawsuits. What do lawyers wear to court? Lawsuits. I mean, really.
That's right.
I mean, you're not wrong, but all right. Well, I have the second envelope, and you want to take a shot at this one?
Oh yeah. The answer come to me. I think I don't know. Let's see. What's coming to my head is you shooting a basketball and stuff like that. I think the answer is a brick. And that's been saying it of Coach Moore. He coaches basketball, but when he shoots, I'm just thinking of a brick.
All right, a brick. Final answer, brick. I guess take a look and see what we got here, folks. All right, brick. What's red and bad for your teeth? I'll have to admit it, that's bad for your teeth. Yeah, a brick. Well, folks, there we go. We've tried twice today and we've been unsuccessful. Maybe next week
Got to come and get them, boys.
Maybe next week we will stump the Craig. All right. Let's see here. I think I've got one more. Oh, yeah. Fresh is not a gimmick. That's right. Fresh is not a gimmick. Bellacino's bakes their bread fresh every day at all of their locations. All their pizzas, their salads, their grinders, everything is made to order. And Bellacino's has been using the same recipe that Grandpa Sam used several years ago, since like 1959. Stop by and see the folks at the Grundy Bellacino's location for the absolute freshest meal in town. I'm telling you, Bellacino's, great food, great service, great times, and great wings.
Gosh, y'all, I'm telling you right here. I'm giving you firsthand. Come on down.
All right. Bellacino's, speaking of Bellacino's, recognized the Buchanan County High School Player of the Week. And this week's Player of the Week is Grundy High School's Logan Lester. So we'd like to give a shout out to Logan Lester from Grundy High School. Grundy's 54-50 loss to Patrick Henry. Logan was a stellar athlete, 301 yards passing.
Did it all.
153 yards rushing, had an amazing game. Grundy came up just a little bit short. But congratulations, Logan Lester, our Bellacino's Player of the Week. All right, it's time for our pigskin prognostications. All right, so this week's games, we'll get through them pretty quick here. We got Tazewell at Princeton. Princeton, minus 45.5, 45 and a half.
I'm taking Tazewell.
Well, I would on that, but I mean, just straight up win loss.
Princeton.
Princeton. I'm getting ready to say, that's probably not a bad. But I'll take Princeton. We're just adding these in there so you guys will kind of know a little bit what's mathematically how it looks. We got Patrick Henry at John Battle. John Battle plus 19 and a half. But we're calling it heads up.
I'm going with Patrick Henry.
Okay.
They put up a lot of points.
I'm going with Patrick Henry just because of their past experience the last few years. They got players that's played in some big games as well. All right, Graham at Virginia High. Virginia High plus 28 and a half.
G-men.
Calling them straight up. G-men. I think, do you think, with that spread, though, what do you think?
Graham wins 35-0.
I tell you what, that last year this game was 21-14 Virginia High. Virginia High is one of my dark horses. I think Virginia High is going to put a couple of touchdowns on the board here against Graham. I don't think they're going to win, but I think they're going to put a couple of scores on the board. All right. Next, we got George Wythe at Rural Retreat. This is basically the Super Bowl of Wythe County.
I'm going with Jamie Hughes in Rural Retreat.
All right. Well, I'm going to go opposite there. I'd like to see Coach Hughes and him get the win, but I think George Wythe probably got a little bit too much for him. All right, here's a big game coming up. Holston at Hurley.
How'd that go last year?
Hurley plus 33 and a half. These two teams have played 8 times, and Holston has won 5 of those 8. I don't think that's going to change. It is at the Cliff, but I'm going to pick Holston in this one. I just don't.
I'm going to pick Holston, but Hurley covers the spread. The great equalizers out there.
I can see that. I would go with that. All right. Rye Cove at Castlewood. The Mustard Biscuit Brigade hosting the top team in Region D.
God, Lebanon last week and Rye Cove this week.
Patrick Wade is already fit to be tied. I'd say he will be tied after this game, won't he? War Eagle for me. I know that's who you're picking.
War Eagles.
All right, this game might be a little more interesting than what we thought. Northwood at Chihai, but I think Chihai wins this by 3 touchdowns at least. All right, let's take a look. Union at Gate City. Gate City plus 27 and a half.
Well, first of all, Gate City covers that easy.
I think so too.
Easy. I don't know where they're coming up with these, but
I think so. I think Union maybe gets a little bit of offense going again. I'm going to pick Union in this one.
I'm not picking Gate City. But they're covering the spread against City.
Right. You're going to pick the other team, though?
Yeah.
Okay. Ridgeview at Lee. We got Lee.
Them home dogs, always 85% always covers.
23.5. Well, that's true. Ridgeview at Lee. I don't know about that spread there. I think Ridgeview's good for that. What do you think?
Lehigh can throw the ball good. They might score a couple times, but 20. I'm going to go with Ridgeview winning and Lehigh maybe. I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a good one right there.
Yeah. All right, next we got Lebanon at Richlands.
Richlands will cover.
33.5. I think Richlands.
Well, I don't know.
I think
they've only scored twice all year.
3 times now. Yeah. So I think the Blues are. I mean, they made some adjustments here and there.
And the great equalizer.
That's true.
But the Vidar throws it too.
Well, both teams are throwing the ball, and it's
bottom line here.
Could be a tie.
Lane Jesse's the difference. They can line up, pound it at you, and eat the clock. I'm taking Lebanon.
Okay. I'm not picking on that one. Up next, we got Homeacre at Grundy. Grundy plus 20.
I would put everything we got on Grundy covering 20.5.
I would too. I would agree.
And I might put half of what I got on the money line of Grundy. Because of the rain. If it rains.
And I think that's going to be a factor
boys
in the
Trey
this game is played
Logan.
Friday.
Yeah.
This game is played Friday night.
Well, it's not going to get changed.
I don't think so. But I think Homeacre outlasts them. But I think this is a game that Grundy could get them.
Yeah.
I really do. I think Grundy could get them. Who you got?
I'm going to say the Grundy Golden Weight.
All right. Twin Valley at Craig County. Has this game been moved
to Thursday night?
Yeah. Of course, you're not picking that one. Based on previous scores and things that I've seen, I'll give Craig County the edge. You got common opponents, and based on common opponents, I'm going to go with Craig in this one. It's with much to my I don't want to do it, but I'm trying to win this thing here. And then next we've got Cumberland Gap. Twin Springs. You taking the Gap?
Well, it's poor Twin Springs. I mean,
well, they're banged up right now. The injury bug has hit this bunch pretty bad. I'm gonna. It's at Twin Springs. I'm gonna go with Twin Springs. All right, we got 2 big college games coming up. Virginia Tech at Miami. Man, Virginia Tech. How?
Boys, if you can't buy your players, if you don't want to spend money, it's over.
Virginia Tech, I don't know if I've ever seen as much negativity online, social media, than I have this week after the loss. I think it kind of, my phrase is, it broke the back of a lot of Hokie fans this past week did. But I've got Miami in this one as well. And then the big game of the week, number 2 Georgia at number 4 Alabama. I'm going to go ahead and call it now. I think the Bulldogs go into a hostile environment and get the win.
Who's that?
Georgia and Alabama.
I'm going Georgia. I've got them from day one. I mean, I feel like they're the best team.
Couple notes real quick. Lebanon, this is an interesting note I didn't mention a minute ago. Lebanon has not beaten Richlands in back-to-back years since like in the late 80s. So there's a little bit of something there to fight for.
That's Chris Stacy.
All right, Coach, that's all I've got. Anything else?
No, a bunch of good games this weekend with the rain here. This could get interesting.
Yeah, I imagine some games have been moved and canceled based on how well the rain may benefit.
Council or council?
Canceled. Based on how well the rain may actually benefit some of the opponents. I think that's all I've got. I'm just double checking. Do what?
Rain hurts us bad.
Yep, I think that's all I've got. You got anything else?
Come on down to Belsino's, guys, when you're down this way. Good stuff. Greg and Amy's good people.
Good people, and they'll treat you so many ways you're bound to like one of them. All right, until next time, I'm Coach Moore.
I'm Coach Krieger.
Reminding you that it's a shame that a family can be torn apart by something as simple as wild dogs. Good day.